Good evening and welcome. Tonight is a special evening at North Penn High School. Not only do we celebrate the accomplishments of over 400 students, we celebrate the essence of what schools are about. Often the hoopla surrounding athletic events, proms, and other aspects of high school life, which certainly are important, often appear to overshadow academic achievement. I need to tell you this evening, unequivocally, that performance in the classroom is our priority and will always remain our priority. That's why tonight is so special. We are a school of excellence, we are a world-class school, and these are the students that make our school great. They provide leadership, scholarship, and so many other intangibles. It is truly our pleasure to teach them. Imagine seated before us tonight are students that qualified for the honor roll 4 consecutive times. Many have attained this honor in previous years, and that's not easy. It's not easy to attain this honor and to balance the demands of the classroom, and many of these students often take some of our most high-powered courses in the school. So it's not easy to balance those activities or those activities in the classroom with activities outside of school and in the community. That's why we're so proud of them, because they are involved, they're committed, and active participants in the learning process. They epitomize the best of North Penn High School. Dr. Hassler, our superintendent, could not be with us this evening, but he asked me to read the following notation that he provided for you. Congratulations to all the academic award recipients. Dr. Venema and I are unable to attend tonight due to a prior commitment related to North Penn. However, we both want to say how proud we are of your accomplishments. You're to be commended for your hard work. Your efforts are what helps build North Penn High School and makes and keeps the long-lasting tradition of academic excellence alive. Congratulations, Dr. Robert Hassler and Dr. Donald Venema. Now, as a symbol of student achievement tonight, students will receive a certificate and our famous keychain that I mentioned in the past. Actually, I know the keychain's so popular that tonight we're pressing into service not only the classic model, but the redesigned model keychain. Mr. Frederick, our assistant principal, associate principal, will provide the logistics for the evening and introduce our speakers and guests on stage. Mr. Stephen Frederick. Thank you, Dr. Cotter. As Dr. Cotter has indicated, this evening we celebrate academic achievement, and we could reach back and utilize all the various cliches that you have heard through the many years. But the fact is that you students who are sitting here have accomplished quite a bit. You've accomplished quite a bit academically because, quite frankly, you made the decision along the way to follow that path of excellence. Now, perhaps also you had a little encouragement. In fact, it's probably more than a little encouragement from immediate family and others around you. And most certainly, as you have traveled the path to come to the high school, you have had support that has been provided through our elementary and middle school systems and the teachers and the people that are involved in there. But the fact that you took the challenge to excel is certainly a credit to you and certainly a credit to your parents, guardians, and family. This evening, when we begin to call the names of the 11th and 12th graders who are receiving the awards, we would ask that you would come up to my left, up the steps, and receive either the certificate for the first year or the certificate and the keychain for the second year award, and then continue across the stage, receiving the congratulations of the people on stage, and exit down to my right and go back to your seats. At this time, it is my privilege to introduce to you an individual who in turn will introduce our guest speaker for this evening. We are always proud of the accomplishments of North Penn High School students. We are always proud to bring North Penn High School students back into the fold as a part of our educational family. Mrs. Robinson was very active while a student at North Penn High School not too many years ago. And in addition to taking active participation in the many opportunities available to her, she achieved in the classroom. She is a remarkable person. She is a credit to the teaching staff, and it is my pleasure to introduce to you at this time Mrs. Selma Robinson.
Thank you very much. I first knew Julie as Geraldine and Janine's little sister. We all knew from the start that Julie was special. At a very young age, she was confident, outgoing, fun-loving, bright, and self-assured. But the one thing that irritated us the most as swimmers is that although she was about 7 or 8 years younger than us, she was almost as fast as us. We didn't like that too much. Julie, without a doubt, was the best female swimmer in the history of North Penn swimming. In her senior year of high school, she was North Penn's team captain. She was a high school All-American, and in 1980, she was Olympic trial qualifier in swimming. To this day, she still holds many team and pool records in the North Penn area. In 1982, she graduated from North Penn High School, ranked 7th in her class. She continued her education at the University of Virginia. In college, she was an NCAA All-American and captain of her swim team. During her senior year of college, she had the honor of living on the lawn. And by the way, I didn't know what that meant until I had the privilege of visiting University of Virginia to see how special the lawn was. And it was just for special seniors that earned the right to live there. So if you ever go to visit the University of Virginia, please make sure that you check it out and see how special it really is. She graduated Omicron Delta Kappa in the 1986 with a Bachelor of Arts in History. She received her Juris Doctor in 1989 from the George Washington University National Law Center. Julie O'Reilly currently practices law with the Financial Services Practice Group of Venable, Batzer, Howard, and Civiletti, LLP in Washington, D.C. She represents banks, trust companies, insurance companies, and insurance firms in new product development and cross-industry mergers and acquisitions. Sounds pretty important to me. She has co-authored more than 7 articles in the last 3 years on bank insurance powers and high-tech delivery channels, as well as cross-industry mergers. She is considered a leading expert in her field throughout the country. Mrs. O'Reilly is on numerous professional committees and is on the board of directors for several legal groups. She lives in McLean, Virginia with her husband, Brian, and her 2 daughters, Jacqueline, who is 4, and Megan, who is 1. Believe it or not, she even has time for a Labrador retriever and a few fish. She credits her mother, Jean O'Connor, who is here tonight with us, who's also a recent retiree of North Penn High School, and her siblings, most of whom are teachers, with her success. I've had the opportunity to be Julie's swim coach and, most importantly, her friend. And I can tell you that she is successful not only because of her intelligence and educational background, but because she has people skills and is a dynamic personality. We should feel very fortunate that Julie is here with us tonight. She has been working on a very intense project in Chicago and made special arrangements to fly in to speak to us. She will be returning back to Chicago tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. to complete her work. I feel honored to introduce to you the students at North Penn High School that are high achievers, Juliana Schulte O'Reilly, affectionately known as Julie.
Dr. Cotter, Associate Principal Frederick, Assistant Principals Pizzullo, Newman, Krug, and Dickerson, Mrs. Robinson, and Mr. Finnemeyer, parents, guests, and most importantly, distinguished honorees. It's a pleasure to be here this evening. Dr. Cotter asked me to come speak to you about the importance of education. As someone who has been out of school for nearly 10 years, and it's been 16 years since I graduated from here, so that'll give you some idea how old Mrs. Robinson is. I often think about how important my education was and how well it has prepared me for life, both in terms of my family and my career. In that regard, I believe there are a number of elements to a successful education that prepare all of us for a successful life, no matter how we define success. Some of these elements are commitment, passion, diversity, and entrepreneurship. Commitment, of course, is an important virtue to possess. It, above all else, except maybe passion, is what helps all of us through our most challenging and trying times. In education and life, it is not enough to get the right answer. We must be committed to working hard, committed to really understanding the fundamentals and the foundation of the subject at hand, so that when the time comes that tests our limits, when we are asked to reach beyond our experience, to think outside of the box, we will have the skills to do so. In this regard, it is not enough to get an A on a test or for the marking period. We must remain committed to our education so that we will have the tools to achieve an A in life. The second element is passion. Without passion, commitment becomes a chore, a lifeless responsibility that drains us of energy. Passion brings excitement to any endeavor. Passion's potency powers us to achieve our own goals, and like commitment, enables us to withstand the difficult times that we sometimes face. A significant component of passion is joy, and it is those things that we enjoy that become the core for our passion. There are some among us who may be lucky enough to enjoy everything that we study, but many others, myself included, enjoyed some subjects and dreaded others. I often found that the joy that I took from reading about people and places and events in history, and thus the passion that I developed for the study of history and literature, enabled me to survive the unpleasantries of calculus. And though while I have not used calculus in the practice of law, even though some of my colleagues do, I have had to use algebra and have been glad that I remained committed to learning math, even though my passion lay elsewhere. The third component is diversity. It is important for all of us to learn, see, and experience diverse subjects. Diversity enables us to have balance, to find perspective. It creates alternatives that give us a break and keep us from getting bored. But diversity is not just changing the subject we study in school. It is not enough to be single-mindedly focused on education. We all need at least one other competing interest, whether it be art or athletics, music or clubs, public service or work, or whatever else, so long as it is meaningful. The results of diversification are many. First, having more than one demand in our lives creates competition for time. Competition makes us work harder, think clearer, and produce better results. Second, engaging in diverse activities broadens our experiences. It increases the number of people we meet and get to know, people of different cultures, religions, and backgrounds, people with different ideas who will challenge us to think differently. Third, diversification helps us develop skills that are applicable not only in school or in our jobs, but in life in general. For example, art, music, and athletics have mathematical components. Public service and club activities enhance our communication and interactive skills, tools that are invaluable in every aspect of life. Fourth, by having competing interests, we are forced to juggle and prioritize in order to achieve balance. By having competing interests that cause us to exercise these skills, we better prepare ourselves to handle the competing demands of our children, our spouses, and our careers. The fourth element is entrepreneurship. We should not be afraid to think creatively and therefore differently. As I learned in law school, there is usually no one right answer, as long as we are able to articulate a reasonably defensible position for that answer. Education is obviously essential to this because we must have the foundation to think creatively, the tools to research the basis of our defense, and the skill to articulate both the idea and its defense. There is also room for entrepreneurship in education. In this regard, there is no one right way to learn. As long as we are committed and passionate, we can create a diverse learning environment, whether it be a college or graduate school, or a high school education in preparation for either. By being entrepreneurial, we can challenge ourselves even when the external forces in our life lack that kind of challenge. As I previously mentioned, the key to a successful education has at least a number of elements, a few of which include commitment, passion, diversity, and entrepreneurship. This leads to an education that has many rewards, those that are tangible, such as the enjoyment that you get out of it, and those that are intangible, such as the flexibility that it can create later in life. The beauty of an education is that by having it as a foundation, we can learn anything and thereby do anything. We are told that we will change our jobs and possibly our careers many times in our life. Some of these transitions will be of our own making, and others, unfortunately, will not. Those, however, who have been committed to their education and have the tools to learn will have the ability to weather such transitions with greater success. I thank you again for inviting me. Honorees, congratulations on your achievement and best wishes for a successful education.
Once again, as you come forward, honorees, we ask you to bring the magic blue or white 3x5 card with you. And at this time, it's my pleasure to introduce Ms. Brenda Dickerson, Assistant Principal in D103.
Thank you and good evening. We'll have them line up here. If all of the honorees from Home Office D103 will line up here at the stairs, in the order in which you're sitting. Juniors, please. Lee Albacker. Amanda Angelicchio. Bradley Baker. Michael Boucher. Lisa Birnbaum. Stephen Boyle. Christopher Buckner. April Budd. Adrian Busker. Robert Castle. Allison Salinza. Yu Chung. Bradford Clemens. Reed Collins. Mateus Colon. Matthew Crozier. Rachel Davis. Brian Dickel. Rebecca Dillon. Samrat Dudat. Ryan Inline. Obina Inanya. Congratulations. If members of the senior class will kindly line up here at the stairs in the order in which you're sitting, beginning with Jacqueline Adair. Thank you, Jackie. Jacqueline Adair. Mitul Ajmira. Joseph Alcaro III. Matthew Ames. Brian Ashton. Todd Atkinson. Suzanne Baltozer. Christina Bilo. Sarah Black. Sarah Blackledge. Jordan Bogdanovich. Ashley Bowes. Megan Boyle. Jennifer Brunnett, I'm sorry. Jennifer Caltabiano. Dean Caravolius. Ralph Castle, Henry Cataldi, Andrew Clemens, Leslie Clements, Gregory Connell, Sarah Connaught. Did I say that right, Connaught? Christopher Couch, Jean Kramer, Melissa Croak, Kimberly Dash, Maureen Daub, Adam Decker, Cara Del Conte, Loretta Durr, Andrea Dobes, Amanda Donahue, Karen Doherty, Francis Dreher III, Jocelyn Durand, Gregory Elko. Thank you so very much. I'm very proud of you, honorees in D103. I'd like to introduce the Assistant Principal for Home Office E112, Mrs. Krug.
Good evening, and would the juniors from Home Office E112 kindly line up in the order in which you are sitting, please? I know. Jessica Feisel. Jonathan Fink. Stephen Fleming. Christy Gentili. Kenneth Burgess. Christy Gottschall. Julie Good. Vincent Grand. Rebecca Grant. Michael Gubitosa. Cynthia Hansen. Elizabeth Harrison. Shane Hazelbarth. Benjamin Hebner. Heather Herman. Ryan Hollenbach. Deborah Horn. Christina Huber. Ashley Jernigan. Alexander Johnson. Danielle Johnson. Jeffrey Kime. Kelly Kennedy. Kaylin Kerr. Kara Ketterer. And Eric Kirkpatrick. Now would the seniors please rise in the order in which you are seated and come forward to the stage, please.
I know when I saw it. Give it to me when you. Where do I think that? Here he is, Chris Gilman. Chris Gilman.
Remind me, and I'll get it down.
Thomas Festing. Barry Floyd. Jennifer Fritz. Nadine Gabadon. Catherine Geddes. Rebecca Geisman. Heather Gilkey. Chris Gilmer. Brett Gloviak. Ronald Gravish, Jr. Matthew Gresh. Rebecca Haig. Jason Harris. Kristen Hartzell. Sarah Higgins. Brian Jenkins. Jody Johnson. Philip Johnson. Katie Kesab. Allison Kelleher. Stephen Kim. Lindsay Kleber. Timothy Cranston. Allison LaFleur. Megan LaFleur. Eugene Lee. Kenneth Lurch. And Andrew Lesnevsky. Samantha Heckler. And now I would like to present Mrs. Newman, the Assistant Principal in Home Office F40.
Good evening, everyone. I would like the juniors, the class of 2000, to please rise, those from F40, and line up. And it will be my pleasure to call your names to come up to get your awards. Timothy Lanzone. Michael Legower. Rohan Lewis. Teresa Lubis. Hillary Lutz. Michael Marcinick. Laurie Mazarek. Elizabeth McConnell. Melissa McConnell. Bridget McCrory. Alice McGilloway. Stephen McElhenney. Benjamin Mellish. Michael Mishner. James Miracle. Nancy Mersch. Amanda Mitchell. Lara Marasco. Sharon Moravec. Michael Mulhern. Cliff Nguyen. Deepa Patel. Kajal Patel. Trupti Patel. Cassandra Pickens. Jeremy Plymette. Chelsea Powers. Michelle Register. Jason Rishwine. Lindsay Rogers. Andrew Rosenthal. Chris Mamrell. Ryan. James McCarter.
The name wasn't picked up in the list, but I'm glad we got it. It's okay.
Okay, congratulations. Okay, seniors, class of 1999, Home Office Set 40, please rise and come forward to get your awards. Elizabeth Ligori. Andrew Loader. Lan Lu. Iris Magid. Jill Malek. Amanda Marcella. Sarah Masloff. Bradley McAdoo. Eric Miller. Deanna Mills. Kimberly Mooney. Allison Moore. Heidi Mulvey. Rebecca Myers. Christopher Nagel. Megan Oates. Bethany O'Neill. Rosalind Orr. Matthew Parker. Stephen Pasquale. Priyanka Patel. Rushi Patel. Catherine Peters. Amy Feifel. Ashwini Fatak. Laura Phelps. Melissa Piccirilli. Jessica Puant. Melissa Puzella. Alana Rapine. And we left out Rebecca Neff. Congratulations to all of you. And now it is my pleasure to introduce to you Mr. John Pizzolo, the Assistant Principal for Home Office A32.
Thank you very much.
This is my first award night, and I'm very, very impressed. I'd like the junior class from A32 to line up on the side here. Tara Scholik. Megan Snyder. Amy Scott. Barrett Zeit. Shivanji Shaw. Duan Shamim. Robert Shields. Stacy Solik. Laura Smith. Christine Snyder. Lee Sabakin. John Spinella. Who done this? Jacqueline Stein. Rachel Stout. Tanu Tong. Laura Teppet. William Taylor. Who is that? Her name is not Christian. Natalie Smith. Christopher Walsh. Matthew Wampel. Lou Worley. Ryan Williams. Oh, this one. Justin Wodostowski. Brian Waltman. Katie Young. Samantha Zwilling. Who did we miss? Who's that? Who did we miss? Alicia Zagoriski. Alicia Zagoriski. Thank you very much. Now, will the senior class please line up? The senior class from A32. And they'll line up. Aaron Reister, Christine Roberts, Jamie Rose, Diane Schwillow, Mitchell Syke, Ryan Shea, Diane Singer, Catherine Samar, Douglas Stanley, Robert Stewart, Theodore Stratton, Scott Taggart, Andrea Umloff, Michael Vivier, Virginia Vogel, Ashley Westner, Simon Werwood, Amanda Williams, Sarah Wise, Aaron Witta, Jacob Wood, Julia Woodbury, Michelle Robolewski, Christine Robodorsky, is that right? Jennifer Sykes. Who else? Thank you. Thank you very much. Take our break.
First of all, let's again congratulate all our recipients this evening. And let's again recognize our guest, Julianne. We'd like to recognize you with a North Bend flag and of course a keychain. I need to thank a number of people this evening. Certainly, all the presenters on stage. This is not an easy program, as you can imagine, to put together. Sometimes Steve and I, when we do this, I kind of feel like that old Lucy movie where the chocolates are coming down the line and you're trying to figure out who's what and who's who. But I want to, again, thank the people, the presenters, our guests, certainly Mike Penton with the audiovisual piece, Channel 16, Bob Gilmore, Dave Kelly, and my secretary, who all the students probably know, Miss Sadie Byer, does a wonderful job. I'd like to thank them for all the hard work that they do. Finally, I'd like again to thank the students for their hard work and their efforts at North Bend High School. You truly make North Bend High School a very, very special place. I love North Bend High School. I love the students of North Bend High School. They make it a wonderful, wonderful place to be. And when I said earlier, it's our pleasure to teach them, I seriously mean that. As you walk around the building, you see a lot of signs around the building. Reach higher for success. These students certainly have reached higher for success and will continually challenge themselves in the future. I want to thank everyone and have a wonderful evening, and thank you for coming out.